You might be in a place, you might be in a season where you are considering whether or not you should move to or out of Smyrna. You might be moving from one city to the next within the metro Atlanta area, or you might be coming from outside of Georgia altogether. Well, wherever you fall on the spectrum, today we're going to be talking about the top 3 middle schools in the city of Smyrna that you can be considering, and the surrounding properties, the neighborhoods, and the amenities that are surrounding these neighborhoods in these elementaries or these schools, so that you can have a better understanding on whether or not this will be the perfect fit for you and your family by God's grace. If you are new here, my name is Angelise. I am a child of God, a Christian real estate agent, and the founder of Living in Atlanta Real Estate. Here at Living in Atlanta Real Estate, we started in 2021 by God's grace, and we help you make the real estate process super, super easy, helping you to navigate all of the fine details and really eliminating the frustration, the stress, and all of the headache by God's grace. Again, today we're going to be diving deep into the top 3 middle schools that are in the city of Smyrna, so that you can be well equipped to make the best informed decision possible as you're considering your next move here in Atlanta. Now, as we're going throughout this process, if you ever have any questions that you want to ask me directly, I would be more than happy to support. Definitely feel free to check out the link down below to reach out, connect with us. We would love to support you and walk you through this process. As always, we are going to be sharing my screen and walking through this together so that you can have a really great understanding, by God's grace, on exactly what all comes along with moving to Smyrna. And so, as normal, when it comes to who determines, Angelise, what is the top 3, what are the top 3 middle schools that are out there? One source we have solicited has been greatschools.org. And so if you ever had any questions about any of the schools and you wanted to get a more in-depth review about each school, you can definitely head over to greatschools.org to get more information. Now, on my screen, what has been listed by greatschools.org is the number 1 middle school in the city of Smyrna is Griffin Middle School. So Griffin Middle School is located just off of South Cobb Drive. And if you watched our last video, there are 3 main highways that are embedded within the city of Smyrna and actually run through the city of Smyrna. And so really quickly, we're going to get into the middle school, but I want you to understand, if you're going to move to Smyrna, there are 3 main highways that I think are crucial to navigating traffic and dealing with traffic well in order to eliminate frustration. So the first highway or the first street is going to be South Cobb. The second street is going to be Atlanta Road, and the third street is going to be Cobb Parkway. Now, the reason why these streets are so important is because we have our main highways here. And of course, during rush hour traffic, these are expected to be a little bit more congested, right? However, if you were ever to, go deeper into the suburbs, or if you wanted to, get into the city a little bit quicker, you might want to find yourself on South Cobb, Atlanta Road, or Cobb Parkway to avoid some of the major traffic. Now, because many people have become privy to some of these shortcuts that are available with South Cobb, Atlanta Road, and Cobb Parkway, there still might be a little bit of traffic on these roads, especially because there are traffic lights. But if you're ever in a pinch and you want to try to figure out if you can take a shortcut and kind of miss some of the major traffic that is on the highway, on 285 or on 75, South Cobb and, some of the other streets, Atlanta Road, Cobb Parkway, might be a great fit for you. All right. Now, Griffin Middle School is just off of South Cobb, and it's nestled again, just off of that main street. There are some other, businesses, slower paced businesses, or I shouldn't say slower paced, but there are some other businesses that are surrounding this area. I know that there's a church just not too far from a few churches actually that are surrounding Griffin Middle School. And overall, it's really just a neighborhood, a very quiet neighborhood off of the main road. You have Cobb County Ryan Park right there. Also, there's not too far from Tolleson Park, which has baseball fields. It has a pool. And I think overall a playground, volleyball court, all the things there. So it's really in a great area that has just a really good family vibe. Not lots of, just very quiet, very quaint. and very neighborhoodly and family oriented. Okay. So, if you were to be considering moving to or having your child go to Griffin Middle School, one of the properties that is in the vicinity of Griffin Middle School, and that is in district for Griffin, is listed here at Gilmore Road in Smyrna. Okay. And so, just to kind of give you a glimpse of what the property looks like, the property is listed at 1.275. And so, you can kind of have an understanding of what this property looks like. This property was built in 2023, so not too long ago. And you can tell by a lot of the interiors, it's very eclectic, very modern. And there have been a lot of updated touches that have been added to this particular property. 2023, and it's now 2025. And so, the owner would have probably only lived here for about 2 years. So pretty much still brand new, a lot of fresh interiors, a lot of updated finishes and things like that. And so this is one of the properties that you can be considering if you were to have your child go to Griffin Middle School. Okay. Now, the next property that the next middle school that we're going to be talking about is Campbell Middle School. All right. So Campbell Middle School is just off of Atlanta Road. So again, one of those major streets that I talked about. Campbell Middle School is one of the middle schools, is the other middle school in the city of Smyrna. It's listed as number 2. And as you can see here, it is right off of Atlanta Road. And let's see if we can find any other. Yep. So this is Atlanta Road, and this is Campbell Middle School. So this is what you can expect as you are driving past. A lot of people drive past Campbell Middle School all of the time, but you can kind of get a glimpse on what the actual school looks like. And so I did mention this in the last video, but Campbell Middle School is very walker friendly because along Atlanta Road, there are a slew of communities, and many of the children that go to Campbell Middle School, they live directly in those neighborhoods. And in a lot of cases, it doesn't make sense to run the buses to the neighborhoods that are directly right next door. And so what you might find is, as school is letting out, and even as kids are walking to school, the school, the county, and God, literally Jesus Christ, does such a great job at making sure that the kids get to school safely every single day. They have a dedicated cross guard. They have, it's just a very robust system. And I don't think that I've ever seen it run that well, especially for so many kids that are walking at a time. And I mean, when kids let out, at the end of the day, you'll see, I'm not kidding you, maybe like 50 kids going one way and another 50 kids going another way. And it's just really great to see that all of the kids are able to walk safely and that they're really cared for. And so that is something that is very common from the middle school students, is to see a slew of them walking and making sure that they're getting home safe. Now, when it comes to the properties that are surrounding Campbell Middle School, one thing that I do want to bring your attention to really quickly, and I said this in the last video, is Archer Field by Trayton Homes is a brand new community that is being built just across the street from Campbell Middle School. And a lot of people might not be privy to this yet. They're literally still in the building stages for a majority of the units that are over at Archer Field. So much so that the builder doesn't have as many pictures yet. I'm not sure, but I don't believe they've gotten to the point of staging the property that they do have available. And so it's a very, very fresh, very, very brand new community that is over by Campbell. It's just across the street from Campbell Middle School off of Atlanta Road. I'm just going to zoom out so you can kind of get an understanding of where we're at. So again, this is Campbell Middle School with, Archer Field just across the street. And so you can kind of see where it lands on the map. You're directly pretty much in Smyrna. And so you have the city here, very close access to the city, very close access to Marietta, to the Braves Stadium, and all of the things. Okay. So that's kind of where we're at, just so you can have an overall view of where it sits on the map. These are some of the pictures that they have listed on their website. I'm not sure if this is an updated picture from the actual property, or if this was from another property that has the same layout, but these are some of the inspiration photos that they have on their website. And again, you can see that, they're in the construction, in the very, thick of construction right now. And so this is a very brand new property. The homes are listed starting at the mid 750s or the mid 700s, so about 750s on up. And so you can see more about this here from Trayton Homes as well. Okay. All right. Oh, and here's some, here we go. Here's some more photos that you can be taking a look at here from their gallery. Beautiful, beautiful homes. Very solid. All of the marble and things like that. Okay. Now, moving into our next middle school, one thing that I want to preface by saying is that technically, as I was preparing for this video, there are actually technically only 2 middle schools in the city of Smyrna. And I thought that that was very interesting. And so the next middle school that I'm going to be showing you is technically not a middle school only. It is a private institution that ranges from kindergarten all the way through 12th grade. But of course, it includes middle school in it. And so that school that I want to share with you is Whitfield Academy. Whitfield is a private Christian academy that is located technically in Mableton. It's just on the outskirts of Smyrna. Technically, of course, the address lends itself to Mableton, but it's, again, just on the outskirts of Smyrna. And so you can kind of see some of the promotional photos here. You can kind of see, what the school looks like and things like that. And all of those items there for Whitfield Academy. Okay. Now, one other thing that came up as I was preparing for, this video as well is the remembrance of Betty Gray. So Betty Gray is another middle school that is literally across the street from, or maybe across the Catacorner Street from Whitfield. And Betty Gray is a brand new middle school. Again, this is technically in Mableton, but it's just on the outskirts of Smyrna. And again, I had no idea that Smyrna only had 2 middle schools. But Betty Gray is a brand new, a newly built middle school that is located just on the outskirts of Smyrna. And it's in the same vicinity as, here it is. It's in the same vicinity as Whitfield, okay? And so if you were to be considering to move in the vicinity of Whitfield or Betty Gray, here is one of the properties that you can be considering. This property is listed at $1.1 million. This home was built in 2004 and it's in an established neighborhood. And you can kind of see all of what is included here. Very clean cut property. Lots to offer in terms of the trimmings, the landscaping, the finishes, the furnishings, all of the things, and the layout. It's very welcoming as well. Maybe a great opportunity for a lot of gathering spaces, hosting family members, and things of the kind. Okay, very, very beautiful, beautiful property. So that is it. Those are the top 3 middle schools that are here in Smyrna and Smyrna adjacent. I pray that you enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions for me as it pertains to your move in and around the Atlanta area, definitely feel free to check out the link down below. Again, my name is Angelise, the Christian real estate agent here in Atlanta. And until next time, I will talk to you super soon. Bye.